Hi. Welcome to the podcast. Today, we are talking about why you're still not making money that you want, even though you're working your butt off. I am your host, Karen Medeiros. Welcome to Manifest Like a Badass podcast. So, this one is for you if you have been showing up, you've been doing the work, you've been hustling your face off. Okay. And you're still wondering why the hell your income isn't matching your effort. You're posting, you're planning, you're selling, you're launching, you're staying up late at night, you're doing everything right in your head. You're like, I'm doing it all, but it feels like crickets, right? Instead of this massive amount of overflow and abundance like your girlfriends over here. So we're going to talk about real quick what is actually going on because it's probably actually, I know 100% that it's actually not your strategy. It is your energy, your boundaries, and your identity. Okay. So I'm going to go over why. And I want you to just lean in and listen because I guarantee you are you're going to listen. You're going to go, that's me. That's me. I do that. I do that. Okay. So I'm going to teach you how to step into that identity, step into that energy. Okay. Instead of hustling. We don't hustle anymore. We don't hustle over here. Okay. So, number one, you're leaking energy. Okay. And you don't even know it. So, your time and energy are currency. So, if you're spending all day in output, meaning your client calls, messages, you're creating content over and over and over, you're over giving, and you're kind of like in management mode where you're managing everything. You're energetically exhausted before the money even has a chance to land, even has a chance to get to you. So if you're constantly doing, then there's no room to receive. Doesn't that make sense? Because money responds to availability. It does not just respond to effort. Does money respond to effort? Yes. You have to do aligned actions to bring in whatever it is that you want, right? But you have to be available, meaning you have to be open to receive, you have to be available for it. Okay? So, some examples. Canva. Anybody like Canva whore like me? Am I allowed to say that? Am I gonna get it's Facebook gonna put me in jail. Anyway, spending hours on Canva. You are in creation mode. That's all you're doing is you think that you being in creation mode on Canva all day is going to bring in the money. Some image is going to bring in thousands of dollars for you. So, spending hours on Canva instead of selling, you're responding to every message like it is a full blown like a full blown message. It's not like a sales conversation. Okay. So you're over delivering in your programs or your courses or your services out of guilt. Okay. Where you think, I have to give so much so they see my worth. Okay. You're undercharging because the reason why you're undercharging is because you still don't feel safe receiving more. Most undercharging isn't a pricing problem. It is a worth problem. I want you to hear that again. So if you are undercharging and you're like, wow, I would love to charge this much, but I'm only charging this month, you've got to look inside and it guarantee it's going to be a worth problem. It's not a pricing problem because if it was a pricing problem, that's an easy fix. You're just going to go and you're going to reprice it. That's it. So if you feel weird charging more, it's because your identity hasn't caught up to the version of you who already receives that big money, right? That money that you dream of. Maybe your next goal is making 10K months, right? But you're not there and you're like, well, how am I supposed to get there when I charge $97 for this or $47 for this or $27 for this? It's because your identity still hasn't caught up to the version of that 10K woman. You're still at a lower version, a lower identity. Okay. Hold on. I got to close out my Facebook. Charging low because you want to be accessible to everybody is an often cover up for I don't believe people will pay me more. I am telling you, I was caught in that cycle forever. I thought that, I wanted to be accessible to everybody, meaning I just assumed people wouldn't be able to afford what I wanted to charge. The moment, this is so, so important. I talk about decisions all the time, but the moment that you decide to start charging for what you feel you're worth, everything changes. Everything changes just with a decision alone. And I'm like, I'm getting a little excited because that's it. Like that's one of the things that you could do at this moment right now that you would start to see a massive shift. I don't need to give you 14 steps on how to go do it. If you made a decision to proceed with whatever it is that you wanted, or you made a decision to, maybe step into that identity or step into that shift, people will start to pay you more immediately because you've made that decision, and making a decision alone moves you to the next shift. Happens all the time. I have a program called Manifest 10K Months. I could I manifest 10K months. So this is for women in sales. So if you're in network marketing, if you're in sales, you offer something, you sell something. Yesterday, just yesterday alone, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all within 24 hours, 6, 7. That was 2 days ago. 7. I got 7 different people commenting just about their shift within the first 24 hours of starting the content. That is how powerful making a decision is. I could teach you a whole new lesson on that. Maybe we'll do a whole new podcast on that, right? So, anyways, I want you to start charging what you are worth. Whatever you want to charge, you're allowed to do that. You are worth that. Okay. The people who are meant to work with you will pay whatever it is that you charge. They will pay your price. And the people who can't, they will rise up when they're ready. That's not your job to go down to them. Your job is to help them rise up so when they're ready, then they can work with you. Okay. So we can't keep charging that $47, that $27 or something because you're scared somebody is going to say, well, who does she think she is? Okay. You know who you are, and you get to set the bar. You get to set your identity. And I want you to do that. I don't want someone else to do that for you because it's always going to be lower than what you want. Okay. So right now, I want you to ask yourself this. So, whatever it is that you're selling, maybe you have multiple things. I want you to choose one. And I want you to look at your pricing and ask yourself. So, take whatever, maybe your most popular product or offer or service, right? I want you to look at your pricing and I want you to ask yourself, if this price was double, okay, what kind of energy would I show up with? Would you show up with a different type of energy? Okay? If the answer is yes, then guess what? You got to raise it. Okay? We don't want to keep operating from your old money identity. So if your nervous system sees you as the girl who always just has enough, or the mom who never gets to splurge, right? Then your external world will match that belief. Your subconscious doesn't give a shit about the vision board, your dream board, right? And your affirmations of you saying, yeah, I can afford that. I can afford that. I can afford that, right? 10 times a week. Listen, love vision boards, love affirmations. I use them, right? But you have to make sure that your subconscious is on board. So your subconscious does not give a shit about all of that. So we need to make sure that our nervous system sees us as as who we want, in the identity of who we want. Okay. Our identity runs the show. Your results will never outgrow the version of you running the decisions. Okay. So maybe some old money identities. I have to work really hard for my money. Um, rich people suck. Rich people are greedy. Um, I don't even know what I would do if I made more money, right? Maybe I'm not responsible enough to handle big money, right? So I want you to, I turned off all my ringers. I want you to now kind of rewire that and be like, I am no longer available for broke girl energy. Who wants broke girl energy? I am no longer available for broke girl energy. I show up, I serve, and I receive. Something like that. That is how I want you to now show up. Okay. Because if you're closed off to receiving and you don't even know that you are, nothing is going to come through. Nothing. Receiving is not just about accepting money. It's about your ability to receive compliments, to receive help, to receive support, to get rest, pleasure, all of it. Okay. Do you feel guilty asking for help, asking for somebody to support you? Right? Do you feel guilty resting? Do you feel guilty when somebody, maybe not guilty, but somebody gives you a compliment and you're like, you kind of brush it off? Somebody wants to pay for your lunch and you're like, no, 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 let me, right? Somebody wants to buy you a coffee and then you immediately buy them or, somebody else a coffee as well. Those are signs that you're closed off to receiving. And so when somebody offers you help, obviously depending on what it is, I want you to find a way to maybe take it. Somebody receives a compliment, the first thing, thank you. Thank you very much. You have to be able to receive all of those other things if you want to receive money as well, because it's not just about accepting money. You have to learn how to accept everything else and then it all comes in. Okay? And when we don't accept, that means that we're in like hyper control mode and we can't be in this hyper control mode and open to miracles at the same time. That they're polar opposites. Okay? So we need to be open to receive. Receiving is a muscle. If you want to receive 10K months, start receiving everything like you already do. Like you're already earning that 10K months, 1K month, whatever it is. Okay. So I want you to practice saying thank you when somebody sends you a compliment right away, or when somebody sends you a compliment, I want you to say thank you right away. That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. And if somebody wants to help you, I want you to take that and don't repay them immediately. Like the example that I said, like somebody buys you a coffee, right? Somebody's helping you, offering you, hey, here's a coffee. Like then you immediately think that you have to repay that. I want you to take that in. I want you to receive that. That is what is going to help you. Okay. Um, so let's wrap this up. You're not failing in your business. Okay. You still can make the money even though you can still make as much money as you want and you don't have to work your ass off. But what you have to do is you have to get in line with your identity, that new identity. Who are you going to step into? Who are you going to show up as? You're not failing because you're not there yet. You're just focusing on a few wrong things. That's it. You don't need to work harder. Now, don't get me wrong. You need to work. You need to do aligned action steps to signal to the universe of the energy that you want to come back to you, because energy out is energy in. But you don't need to hustle. Hustle is scarcity. Okay, depending on the hustle mode, most hustle is scarcity. You're working so hard because you are like, if I don't, nothing will come to me. That is scarcity energy, and that's the energy that's going to come back. So you don't need to work harder. You don't need another freebie funnel to give away to people, right? You need to shift into receiving. You need to start embodying the identity of a woman who gets paid. So choose whatever it is that you want. Maybe it's not 10K months. Maybe it's $1,000 a month. Maybe it's $50,000 a month. You just need to embody the identity of that woman who already receives that. That's it. You can make as much money as you want if you change your identity of the person who already receives it. It's honestly that fucking easy, right? It really is. So if you want help in doing this work, if you want to dig in deeper and you're like, you know what? I am ready. I'm now ready and I'm ready up here. You know where to go. Manifest That Shit Society. That is our membership where it's our Netflix of manifestation. You kind of go in. There's so many, seasons, which are lessons of all types of things. Every month is like a new season of a different theme, and then you go and you binge watch and you learn and you implement. Right, very important. You've got to implement. So we go deep into that. Or if you're like, you know what, I actually love 10K months. Like I would love to shift into take 10K months. Then join us. I have a program. It's a hybrid program, so you can join anytime. Manifest 10K months. If you comment below 10K, um, I will send you more info. It's not for everybody. And I don't just accept everybody as well. You've got to have something to sell, something to offer, where I want to make sure that I can help you. I people call me the monetized queen, and I can help you monetize anything, but I want to make sure that you have something that we can monetize it into 10K months. All we need to do is get you into that identity of that 10K. Boom, you're done. Like I said, so there's a few, like 7 of them in like 24 hours that went through the first 2 videos, identity of a 10K woman. Literally made the decision. Boom, 7 of them within 24 hours had shifts. So it depends on where you're at. I can help you wherever you're at. Maybe you're up here, maybe you're here, maybe you're down here. So let's see where you need help, and I can kind of point you in the right direction. Also, the dream scripts are in Manifest That Shit Society. So right now, it's my dream script vault is that's the only place that it's in is Manifest That Shit Society. So, um, yay. I hope that you loved this episode. If you would share it, I would be so appreciative of that. So, usually this is my first time. This is my first time like recording live. And I think this is it. I feel really good. And this is the way that I'm gonna put out my podcast. So my podcasts are on iTunes and Spotify. So for the last almost 2 years, I've been releasing an episode every single Friday. So if you go Manifest Like a Badass and you find that either on Spotify or iTunes, you'll find all the previous podcasts on there. And I would love if you would give them a listen. So if you want more info on anything, comment below and I will get back to you. Somebody will get back to you. But other than that, I hope you have an amazing day. Ciao.